Oh boy, peace, 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 peace. Greetings, greetings, peace, peace to all. Greetings and all. What's happening? It's your boy. And and yeah. Ah, how you like me now, boy? God damn. Okay, give a honor to source. To all, man, all of you. Peace and love to all of you. Man, you ever looked at your, it ain't even, I just want you to know that you are just as beautiful inside. What y'all seeing is like, tell them, this is like the tip of the iceberg. But inside, oh, that'll be a great topic for this video. Iceberg or glacier. It's like the tip of the glacier. Um, it's like you can see what's on the surface, but deep down, that kind of like represents your internal, like that represents the subconsciousness. Like that represents a lot of things that, again, when we assume that we have done some shadow work, or I'm gonna make this very apparent for a lot of us, y'all. Because for one, I love this shit. I love speaking. And I'm gonna say this for a lot of y'all out here. Like, I do this shit. When I say for me, it's for all. Because I don't disconnect myself. Because I've noticed how disconnected we have been as women and men, as humanity, as people. So, certain things have been revealed to y'all, been revealed to you about what it is you need to do. A lot of you now are seeing how these veils are being lifted. Now you're like, oh, shit. It cannot be denied. So it's very apparent. When I mean very apparent now, like who it is you are, knowing who you are, knowing who people are. It's no more hiding now who people are. They can't hide their hand no more. They've thrown the stone, but they can't hide who they are no more. And in that, it should bring you more awareness on how to move. Y'all got another thing. Stop. I learned this, but also the beauty of this is like so many things you keep to self, but also so many things that so many things are just for you and source, the creator. You know, certain messages. Certain things you just have to move, maneuver. People don't know where you are. Let them question. Let them create their own scenario in their fucking head. I mean, I'm not here to convince you that none of this is true. If I ain't doing nothing, I'm going to inspire you through any video. Most importantly, I'm inspired to do it. I love speaking because at a point in my life, and this is how you will learn more about your gifts, is that a lot of what can happen on the journey when people talk about awakening and all this other spiritual shit is that right now you're going to realize that the ones who, certain ones, and this ain't about calling no one out, it's just you're going to be very aware now who was doing shit, you know, when it was trending. Now, when you see stuff become popular, that lets you know if you've been 10 toes down, if you've been true to yourself, you ain't got to question that. Because you'll be able to see what you're coming out of and seeing people go into because they can't hide it no more. So again, a lot of us doing our healing right now with, you know, with the root, with the sacral, different kind of chakras, you know, things that you're becoming more aware of. And everyone's journey is different. I'm gonna make that very clear. This person may have certain things that they honor as far as their ancestors. This person may call it something else. This person may call it whatever it is. Can you find it within yourself to see how all of it? Can you be the student in all of that shit? Can you find a way not to judge? Can you find a way to simply be at peace? And hey, I had to get here too now. I had to get here too. That's the beauty of this shit. And one thing I realized is that I never stopped growing though. I never stopped growing. In my childhood, again, going back to this healing, it will reveal more of who you are and who you always been. Not only who you've always been, but you've always been growing. When your father chose your mother, however that happened, you were growing from that seed, from the embryo into who you are now. So you never really stopped growing. Yes, you. So that in itself is success. I was expressing to someone today, I was like, why should I measure my success why should I measure my success on being inauthentic or not being true to myself? Make this shit make sense. Why would I measure my success based on societal standards of what a man should be and how a man should be? Why should I base or realize what I'm becoming more aware of now, why foundations are falling apart or crumbling because of what we're creating, a new way of honoring who we are and who we've always been. And that's the aspect of our darkness and our light. So, and most importantly, integrity. You really look at why is it the mental illness around integrity? Why is it the world demonized people for simply being who they are? Because you know what it does is that it creates, that sun feeling good, I gotta move. It can affect and change something that doesn't, the powers that were or the certain forces don't want you to share or inspire someone to really be themselves. Why do I need to be like another man or woman, be like anything the world told me who to be? So again, integrity. Like today I was reflecting on, in this, Taurus season, I'm reflecting like, dang, we really thought that whooping people ass, fighting, degrading them in every way, whether it be music, whether it be movies that center around just based on bullshit. Like when you see me, just because externally I look like this, that I'm, literally the world labels me as what? A drug dealer, a basketball player, what else? Basically anything but great. But only great in those things. And what's so great about it? Are people great at what they do? So that's why I inspire people. Change the narrative. I do not have limitations. So this is why it's so beautiful to see why it is to learn and know who you really are and see how the limitations that were placed on those that look like me. And it's not so much of just color, it's just within your own world. People that don't look like me still are faced with certain statuses, or they're only good for certain things. And everyone gets affected by this. This is where I'm getting at. Everyone is affected by this. Everyone. You think you're not? Whether you choose to have a baby by someone that looks like me, whether you choose to have a baby by someone who doesn't look like you, in some way, in some form, the world has painted this idea that in someone else's mind, they're going to find a way to criticize, ostracize, devalue that person because of their own fucking insecurities, by not being secure within themselves in who they are, which this is just my genetic makeup. This is just a vessel. But where I'm speaking from has everything to do with my own internal gifts, my own internal bliss, my own connection to the Creator. So whether you judge me simply because how I look, just reminds me that ignorance is bliss. Suns keep moving. I'm really enjoying this sunlight now. So, because I want y'all to see the glow. I glow just as much as you see this glow outside. I glow just as the fuck much inside. Is that what you're mad at? Is that why? And I was expressing to someone, is that when you really reflect on your value, the only people or persons, not that it matters, that has an issue with how you don't have limitations are those who have a fucking issue because they have their own limitations, or they come from they project their limitations onto you. See, everyone doesn't have the courage, but I encourage you and I express to you, like, to be empowered, to actually go out there and be who you are, because in some way, shape, or form, you are inspiring someone, whether you unconsciously know this. So I will always encourage the youth to be more than just these bullshit labels. I'm not an angry man. Now, do we all have an emotion where we are angry and can be sad and whatever it is? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the human makeup of everyone in a way, in a sense. But I just challenge you not to stay there. Now, you can be angry, sad, and feel whatever it is. That's a part of this human experiences. But I encourage you to come up out of that. I always give y'all these analogies of the tree because just imagine, and not to say like just using imagination, if a tree had emotions, can you imagine the pain they feel when a storm comes or when something happens? But does that prevent them from growing? Does that still prevent them from expressing to the world what it is, who it is, and how it needs to be? So, a lot of what is we're going to see is like, a lot of you won't resonate. A lot of you not going to resonate with an old dynamic that was simply based on fear. The foundations, the distorted foundations, the devaluing of all, the devaluing of people, the degrading of people in so many fucking ways. We people really thought, like, I ain't the only one, we really thought that giving up our bodies to so many people was cool. Devaluing our women, making them feel less than what they really are, not realizing eventually that shit will catch up to us and be reenacted through our own actions. And more so, humanity, like a culture. Now we all being faced with accountability. Now we're all faced to look in the mirror. To even teach the youth that you are nothing, you are nobody if you do not have millions of dollars, a big old house, what else? Being a bully, because this is what your politicians or whatever this society is prone off. When you really see the bigger picture to a lot of this stuff, it's bullying. Do this or else. Fear. Emotional manipulation. Control. Illusion. And looking at your childhood. Reflecting now, a lot of us in so much reflecting mode. You're like, man, some of us are where we're like, man, I'm so glad this shit falling apart. I'm so glad people get to look at themselves. I'm so glad so we can bring forth something new. This is why you're not going to be able to resonate with family, if you want to call them that, people, whatever it is. This is all a part of your journey because they want to stay. They're comfortable in wallowing in their tears, in their lower states. Some people won't even come out of the root chakra. Like, they won't even come out of the idea of perversion of like how sex has been, and how even their mindset, the mental illness surrounding this shit, man. A lot of us, what is her name? Solar Ra. Sister posted a video and I'm gonna quote it. It's pretty much how I recall it. How our families gave us the blueprint on pain and suffering and survival. They were breeding us to assume that pain is love, and it's fucking not. This is why a lot of us having to go through the dark night of the soul, doing the inner work, the shadow work, whatever it is, and so much is being revealed because a lot of us, we desire nothing more for our realities to change, to live more, to be in homes, in environments where you can hear the birds, where you can actually lay down peacefully, where you can actually be in environments where you're not feeling like a threat to society. Just because the ignorance, it ain't even just because of how you look, it's your fucking light. It's really who you are within. It's because where you are, you create change. You shift the energy. You naturally are in a vibration of love and truth. Whether you're doing anything or not, you're naturally at this vibration to where, which has always been there, a lot of this had to just be uncovered, revealed through cycles. And so it amazes me, where the fuck is the accountability? We can get angry at people. It amazes me. We can get angry at people and judge them and say so many things just because they're speaking their truth and they're shattering your fucking illusion. Come on, man. And we get so upset because we don't want our illusion shattered. We don't want our idea of, accept the idea that the world is evolving, it's changing, and it's going to change with or without you, with or without family, with or without your children, with or without certain things. Everyone cannot go. Everyone don't even, have you ever noticed people in your family? Once you start speaking up and coming to your awareness about certain things, how you don't want to live in a certain environment, because your soul is eager, it's calling out to just simply be in tranquility and peace and harmony, because you are a part of something new, bringing forth something that's unfamiliar to other people who want to stay in those distorted masculine and feminine ways. They want to stay in balance. They actually think that what they live is normal. They actually have already accepted that they cannot see past their pain. They actually go to bed angry at themselves and the world because they honestly feel that source, the creator, God, however it is, granted them this life to simply be in that state of mind, creating their own hell, and don't believe anything beyond that. They don't believe and don't see that insanity is repeating something, looking, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And now you're seeing people forced everywhere around the world to see who they are. This is why the vocal point is the tribe or family dynamic, because everything is being uprooted that's impure, that's not righteous, that's not that's not in alignment for more of a holistic way of being. And when I express holistically, that means knowing you whole in your own birthright. Your birthright, knowing that you're supposed to experience joy and love and bliss and abundance. And that, again, going to the youth, abundance could be simply this. Being in environments where you have an abundance of what? Wealth could be this. Abundance of what? Trees surrounding your home. You have a water source. You have a food that you can grow. And like I said, it's different for everyone. It's not supposed to look the same. Now think about that. The world actually has convinced people that everyone is supposed to work a 9 to 5. This is not to devalue people or discredit what you're doing, but if you don't believe right now and know that this shit is changing and things are being more accustomed to people who are in alignment with spiritual gifts. And a lot of you don't even know this, that you were being hidden in plain sight. A lot of your energy was being ciphered to create different narratives that wasn't in alignment, but it's going to be be revealed to you in divine timing. So again, stop expecting these people to get it. They're not even going where you're going. They have to be willing, just like you were willing to do the healing. They have to be willing. And that all happens, you know, every tree doesn't grow the same. Every caterpillar doesn't decide to be a butterfly. Or all caterpillars don't decide to be a butterfly and all at the same moment. They don't all decide. And even with that, monarchs migrate to different areas around the world. So a lot of things are happening as it should. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. One thing about me, I'll tell you about on my journey. A lot of us, and I'll speak about my journey. A lot of us and myself, a lot of your awakenings or a lot of things come through tower moments. And tower doesn't always have to be something that is, it can just be life altering, life changing, unexpected change, an unexpected death, an unexpected windfall of money, an unexpected anything to where it has to shift your mind, your consciousness, your awareness on what it is you're here to do, how you're going to go about it. That's why I tell people you never failed. It's just the lesson is going to keep repeating itself. You know, whether you want to loop or you actually learn the value. What did you learn in that moment? What was deemed more valuable to you in that moment? And that goes back to our value systems, what we're really truly learning right now. What do we really value? Some people value money more than others. Hey, to each his own. Some people like myself value peace, value harmony, actually value love and joy, because when I look at when I go back to my childhood, the things that reminded me and kept me in a place of bliss or being neutral or balance is, you know, wanting to just simply enjoy life. So I owe that to myself. Everyone, when I keep saying everyone can't go, man, everyone cannot go because they have to be willing to do the fucking inner work just like I did. It's not personal at all. Because a lot of which is, as you grow and evolve, it's going to be more of a response. How do we respond? That's going to be the growth within ourselves. Because I've learned, even with so many people around the world, especially people I grew up around, is that the emotional reaction, because there's no emotion, there has been no accountability to be emotionally disciplined, to learn that emotions come and go. A lot of us wasn't taught how to honor our emotions, honor the feelings, heal. School didn't teach us that shit. These bugs be fucking me up. Your universities, your mom, a lot of stuff didn't teach you these things. So a lot of things we had to learn through partnerships, relationships, being with ourselves. So everyone, again, this is not a discredit anyone upon their journey. Everyone's journey is different. That doesn't exclude the fact that people who have a journey like this don't have fun. Is you fucking crazy? I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy life. It's just removing myself and seeing my value, that what people valued wasn't valuable to me. And it's not about so much having a good heart, pure heart. It's also taking into consideration, like, my time with you, my moment with you, I'm outgrowing this mentally, spiritually, physically. It all connects to where you become more aware spiritually. Then emotionally, you change your emotional body. And physically, you know that you have to remove yourself. Because it's the awareness around what it is you're receiving, what it is you're sent here to do, your purpose, your calling, and how it is, come on, mosquitoes, how it is that you're going to implement this into the world. Everyone play their part. I don't care what they're doing. Everyone has their role. The prostitute, the drunk, the thief. Everyone has their purpose, man. Because at one point, at one point in time, I was all of them. Shit, who the fuck am I to judge? Because that's the thing. Everybody want to hide their fucking hand. Ain't no hiding your hand no more. It was points, and this is what, man, it ain't about what they're going to talk about because it's been for me. Shit, when I was abused, had to go through that, trying to fight off that spirit of like, the incubus, succubus spirit, or the Jezebel spirit, shit, I was out here willy-nilly, just, woo, you know what I'm saying? And in essence, how could I say that that's not the same as prostitution? Because some people say, oh, well, you know, you didn't do it for money. In actuality, I did it for some acceptance, because when I look at the value of what I was doing it for and how, I was still trying to do it for some type of gain, some type of acceptance. And see, like, it's just like people got that narrative of like people, the poly, the relationships with multiple. And I'm like, man, this shit been going on. Y'all just got everybody got their whole perception on how even spirituality, like, y'all don't get caught up in that bullshit. Everyone got their perception on, you know, your journey is not the same. People would judge me for wearing these necklaces. You got some people be like, well, what? And you know, some people that do know about this. Like, what? Who is he? How did he get, you know, because certain people see these bees as something else. But then again, people are always going to have their perception of you. You got to decide whether or not that shit change anything in your world. And it doesn't. And it doesn't. Because a lot of us are getting to that place where you, at a point, you cannot give a fuck about someone else's opinions and feelings. And it's not to say, oh, their feelings do not matter. Upon certain journeys, you get to a place where that has to matter with you first. You'll realize everything begins with you first. That's why when people say like, oh, who do you think you are? Do you know who you are? So when you say, who do I think I am? I know my connection. I know I'm still evolving. I know I'm still becoming. So in that process, you'll be able to relate to those who know that change is inevitable, evolving, being open to being a student as well as being a teacher, learning, because that's how we are. Some of us, we, depending on who you are, learning your natal charts, I can go into depth about that, but just learning who you are, a lot of us, it's just like the healing journey. As a student, you don't just heal overnight. Shit, just because I got here and I'm speaking about it, that doesn't mean that still isn't something to tend to. A wound that's still something that still needs to be acknowledged. Just don't beat yourself up, y'all. I am 33. I look like I'm 21, though. But anywho, it's not so much of just the age. The greatest teacher is experience. And the greatest intelligence I feel, I heard an elder say, is that we got all the problems. We can talk about our problems all day, but can you find a solution? That's what I've learned to, if anything, how life shows me being neutral and balanced is that 1 + 1 could be 3 to me. Because I can see that as two people that come together and they create, now you see where I'm getting at. But 1 + 1 to you equals 2. That's your perception. But again, we're talking about a world that's no longer, again, for those that are aware, that's no longer serving you. It served its purpose. A place and people that have already served your purpose. Get your ass up, come to the self-realization, know who you are by knowing your value, knowing if you have been there too long. We can all say that. This is why a lot of people are getting up, traveling. This is why a lot of people have unexpected changes, a lot of things happening, because it's a new way in a new world. If you had a place that's been, that just, how? Wow, I'm so honored and grateful to even share this with y'all. Like, again, we can talk about the problems all day. We can talk about how much hunger that is out there in the world, but what about your ancestors? What about people that you knew that can grow a garden? Okay, what about growing your own food? Okay, we talking about a money system. What about creating your own? Or what about simply moving somewhere else where it's different? This is what a lot of people are going to do. This is the things that are changing. People creating their own reality. People creating their own environments. Whether, healthy environments. Because that unhealthy shit is not going to resonate with you no more. So a lot of you going through the grieving stage internally, you're having a major shift, and you come into a lot of self-realizations. As I would tell people, don't write people off so quickly. Because you never know, they serve their purpose, but I've learned this. A lot of people in this society, it's so easily, as soon as someone do something, and I'm telling you from my own experience too, we so easily want to write people off. Like, how could you? I wouldn't do that, but you have. And it's so easy to point the finger because people know they've been doing the same shit. Y'all don't do the same shit. And y'all be sitting here making it seem like Ray and Shaniqua and, Ty and Johnny and Sarah and I couldn't believe it, man. Knowing the whole time a lot of us done went down that fucking cycle and went right back with them. Decided to take old Johnny Boy back, or Sarah, or Chris, and that's the reality of it. Because look at how much, and this is Big Mama energy, like, look at how much we have experienced, and yet something out there, something within us, still has the fucking audacity to see us through. Whatever your higher power, to still see us through all of this. That's Big Mama coming in to take care of our needs beyond, take care of, our needs beyond imagination. Because a lot of what we experience, and a lot of us that are here to help implement these things and these changes, and wondering why our journey has been so rough. Because that's things beyond, the spiritual warfare. That a lot of us, no one's exempt. We all been going through something. Can we find a solution? I be telling people, you may have the money, this person may have the car, this person might do this, but again, not being so easily trusting with people. What about now going inward and trusting your intuition? That's why a lot of us had to clear and do a lot of healing, because a lot of us are going to be guides and teachers and innovators for the future. And it's not going to look like nothing that's familiar with the world as you knew it. It's not supposed to. And we're guiding the way for this youth. So again, like, let's not pretend like we all haven't been a part of something. We all was a part of the imbalances and the distorted patriarchal and matriarchal. Because how would we all have got to this point now without accountability? So yeah, I've had moments where I was just like, man, what the fuck? I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I still stand in integrity. Yet when I start setting boundaries and honoring my value and truth, and then I see who's not, where people stand now. I know what it is, whether to exchange, whether it's, knowing my worth, or whether it's just, just simply breathe, to simply remove myself. And sometimes that distance will show you everything. That somebody may say, oh, you're ignoring. No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just getting information that doesn't concern you. I'm having to isolate or seclude myself purposefully for my own protection. And that's what a lot of us will realize. Like a lot of stuff you become more aware of on your journey, that rejection was your fucking protection. And a lot of which people, I tell you, a lot of them won't comprehend is that they don't know your journey like you do. You can talk to them till they blue in the face. They don't know your journey like you do. Your path is for you individually and also for others. Some of you are here this lifetime to be, may not to be a wife. Maybe you want to marry yourself. Maybe some people are here to aid in so much of the healing to where they don't want to exchange energy with someone sexually anymore. Some of you are being called to do that. Some of you are being called to be holistic teachers in so many ways that doesn't look familiar to the distorted and the false high priestess and the ones that portrayed. And a lot of us, what we don't take into account is that we was once among these people and had no idea, because whether we were under a curse, which humanity was, or where so many things were being placed on our path by people that were right up under us. Let's keep it real. A lot of you finding out about family. A lot of you starting to realize what spiritually, warfare. You're talking about ciphering of energies, trying to steal, tampering your Akashics. It's so many things again like that shall be revealed, but you're here. Not only are you here, all of that which we thought was taken, now we're being divinely protected. Now all of that energy is being returned tenfold. Oh, it's a lizard, boy. I was like, the snake. All right, player, you want to get in the video? But again, they may have placed delays on your path, but no one can stop. I just want to let you all know that. No one can stop what's divinely for you. What is your birthright? No one can stop. And that's why a lot of stuff is happening so fast. This is why a lot of stuff is crumbling behind the scenes. There's so many things that goes on behind the scenes, in the unseen. If you didn't get justice in the physical, you may have get spiritual justice in the spiritual course from the higher ups. There's certain things that have to happen. There's certain things that, and it goes to where you're talking about inheritance. You're talking about so many things dealing with money. You're talking about to where that's not even going to be the issue anymore. A lot of things to where what most people, not people, but beyond the veil, like that most people aren't getting, is that it's something in you that they cannot pay. They cannot buy with a price. They cannot, persuade you. And see, most of us have been so rooted in our truth, in our integrity, in our divine truth, to know that now we have that unwavering faith. We stay rooted. So how dare they feel entitled to what you're receiving, knowing that they played a part in trying to pray for your downfall, in trying to get rid of you, in a way of trying to destroy, devalue everything that you are. And now what? I'm here. We're here. You're watching this because of what? That means you still have a purpose to serve. That means you still have something within you that needs to be shared, to inspire others, whether it be your experience, whether it be something that happened to you in childhood, whether it simply is something that that it has to be expressed. It has to be shared, because a lot of which now, again, it cannot be hidden. You cannot be cloaked anymore. You didn't come here to hide. And so now that you've been rooted in your truth and love, you can walk this path fearlessly. And know that you're untouchable. And that's the beauty of it. Because the powers that were tried everything. And now here you are, healthier, more brighter, more vibrant, going places that's already paid in full, having more, because this is, like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. Now that a lot of stuff is being cleared and removed, your path is being cleared, it's now so you can honor those that came before you in a righteous way. Show those, your kids or whomever it is, those who are pissed because they felt that their gifts, your gifts should have been theirs, or them trying to cipher and pull things from who you are. And really, it always gonna come to a halt at some point in time. Now it's like the ocean. Now you're limitless like the ocean. It's now you made it back to surface. Now you can breathe again. Now you're above water. Because a lot of us went to the depths. We didn't even know how deep it was, and not even know if we were gonna ever see the surface again. A lot of people going into the depths, never to return again. And they know who they are. Because there's no stopping what's divinely written. And so the beauty of all of this is knowing that you still have something to do here. Fuck the naysayers, the haters, whatever. What would life be without it? They still not stopping or have stopped your growth. I go back to the tree. Like, the tree could have went days without rain. There's no difference in people trying to delay your path. There's no difference in, like, whether the money was presented, certain things were presented, but it didn't. The rain was going to come soon enough. The sun was going to shine soon enough again. The rainbow was going to present itself soon enough again. Someone was going to show up soon enough again. Someone was going to be inspired by something that you did. Someone now is going to be willing to invest, genuinely. Opportunities are going to come because what they thought they delayed, as the sister Solar Ra would say, she said, you were just, it's like an archer. You were just literally being pulled back where it seemed like people